Did you know that in 2023, only 21% of GCSE computer science students were girls? That's down from 43% in 2015. Today, we're diving into a revolutionary vision for inclusive computing education, specifically looking at Isa Institute's groundbreaking approach to Year 10 computing. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how schools are reimagining tech education and what it means for the future of learning.
And it's fascinating timing because we're at this crucial turning point where technology isn't just a subject, it's becoming the foundation of how students learn everything else.
Let's start with the basics. What's actually happening in UK computing education right now?
Well, according to recent research from King's College London, we're seeing this massive transformation. The UK is positioning itself as a science and technology superpower, but there are some serious challenges we need to address.
What kind of challenges are we talking about?
The biggest one is probably inclusion. The 2024 UNESCO Global Education Monitoring Report shows that while digital access is improving, we're seeing this growing digital divide that's actually deepening educational inequalities.
That's pretty concerning.
Yeah, and here's what's really interesting. The government just announced a £45 million investment to improve connectivity in schools. But it's not just about having the technology.
What do you mean?
Well, according to the 2023 Technology in Schools survey, only 63% of schools reported having fully functional Wi-Fi throughout their buildings. But beyond that, it's about how we use the technology effectively.
And that's where Isa Institute comes in?
Exactly. They're taking this really comprehensive approach to digital inclusion. It's not just about putting computers in classrooms. It's about creating what UNESCO calls a dynamic approach of responding positively to pupil diversity.
Can you break that down a bit?
So think about it this way. The Education Endowment Foundation found that effective use of technology can boost student performance by up to 3 months. But that only happens when you have the right approach.
And what does the right approach look like?
It's actually really interesting. You need 3 key elements. First, strong digital infrastructure. Second, proper teacher training. And third, what they call culturally responsive pedagogy.
Culturally responsive pedagogy? That sounds complicated.
It's actually simpler than it sounds. It means appreciating and integrating students' diverse experiences into how we teach. The Computer Science Teachers Association has been doing amazing work in this area.
But let's talk about that gender gap we mentioned earlier. 21% girls in GCSE computer science. That's pretty shocking.
Yeah, and what's really concerning is that it's actually getting worse. The King's College London study shows this isn't just about individual choices, it's about systemic barriers.
What kind of barriers are we talking about?
Well, there's this fascinating finding from the Subject Choice, Attainment and Representation in Computing project. They surveyed nearly 5,000 students and found that it's not about ability, it's about perception and access.
It's really interesting. Can you elaborate?
Sure. The research shows that when schools actively work to make computing more inclusive, the gender gap starts to close. It's about creating environments where everyone feels they belong.
And how is Isa Institute addressing this specifically?
They're taking this really innovative approach based on what Ofsted calls universal design for learning. It's about removing barriers before they become problems.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah, so one interesting thing they're doing is moving away from traditional block-based programming. A recent Ofsted research review actually suggests this might not be the best approach for inclusive education.
Wait, really? I thought block-based programming was supposed to make coding more accessible?
It's what everyone assumed, but the research is showing that it might actually be limiting students' understanding of real programming concepts.
So what's the alternative?
They're focusing on what they call computational thinking, teaching students how to break down problems and think logically, regardless of the programming language.
And how's that working out?
Well, according to recent studies, lessons in computational thinking have shown improved student response inhibition, planning, and coding skills.
Let's talk about the teachers for a moment. How are they adapting to all these changes?
That's actually one of the biggest challenges. The government's recognizing this. They're implementing a new package of training and resources specifically for teaching computing.
Is it working?
It's still early days, but we're seeing some positive signs. Over 2/3 of school leaders report that technology is positively impacting pupil attainment.
That's encouraging. encouraging.
Yeah, but here's what's really interesting. They're finding that the most successful schools are the ones that integrate computing across all subjects, not just in dedicated computer science classes.
Can you give us an example of how that works?
Sure. So in history classes, students might use data analysis tools to study historical trends. In art, they might use digital design software. It's about making technology a tool for learning, not just a subject to learn about.
That makes a lot of sense.
And what's really exciting is how this approach is helping with digital literacy. Students are learning to be critical consumers of information, which is crucial in today's world.
Speaking of digital literacy, I saw something interesting about media literacy education.
Yes, this is crucial. The media and